Hi everyone, welcome back to another weekend episode of Cooking with Mary Sue. Before we begin, I want to remind everybody to please hit that like and subscribe and share down at the bottom. And there'll be links below to my other channels as Susie Q Knickknacks, Brother Claude Reflects, and Garden in the Delta. And I want to remind everybody once again about my little award-winning book I wrote a few months ago. I had it published back in December, and it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, eBay, and iTunes. I gave everybody a little hint last week what I was going to do this week. Last week I made a lemon dessert, a lemon dump cake, which turned out great. I shared it with a few people at church and they all loved it. And today we're going to do one more lemon dessert because I love lemons. Okay, I'll show you how we're going to get started. Today I'm going to make a batch of lemon brownies. Now, everybody loves brownies, and they usually come in chocolate. Sometimes you might find caramel, but today we're going to make lemon brownies. And I'm going to cook them in as an 8x8 baking dish. I've lined it with parchment paper. You can use parchment paper, or you could grease it with Pam, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm using the paper so I can lift it out very easily when it gets done. It's going to cook in the oven for 25 minutes on about 350. It's going to be two steps to make these. The first part, I'm taking 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to sift it. Just to get all the little, make it smoother, get all the lumps out. A little bit more left in there. Yeah, that's all sifted. There. It's nice and smooth. The lumps are out of it. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We have 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to kind of stir all this together, just get it all incorporated, all blended up. You can use a whisk. I'm just using a fork, it doesn't matter. Getting this salt and sugar and flour just blended nicely. Now it takes about a few seconds for it to mix together. Okay, now that's done. That's the first part. That was quick. The next part here, got another bowl with 2 eggs. I'm going to put the 2 eggs in here. Without making a mess, I hope. There. Okay. We got 2 eggs. Now I have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can see over here, you can buy lemon or lime juice like this from the store, from either Walmart, I get Walmart or Dollar Tree usually. 2 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. Now those of you that are seasoned cooks out there, you know what zest is. But just for some of you that might be brand new to cooking and you don't know your way around the kitchen too well yet, you might be asking, what is zest? That is when you take a piece of fruit, with my fruit, here it is, the lemon. When you're using citrus fruit for a recipe and it calls for zest, that means you need to take a little grater and grate off the skin, the rind, parts of the rind. See there? Just use this grater. I got this grater on Amazon. It's good for cheese or fruit, either one. Your citrus fruits like lemon, lime, orange, most of the flavor, probably 90% of the flavor, is in the skin part, which we normally don't eat. We just skin it and throw it away, eat the inside. But for recipes, it is wonderful to use the skin part in recipes. It gives it a really strong flavor. And you just grate this into a little bowl and use it. That's all I did. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of this zest. Okay. Now I'm going to whisk these all around. That's an egg, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon of zest. It's already smelling good from that lemon juice. Now we're going to add it to the flour in a few seconds. One more thing. I I've got to add to the flour now is a half a cup of soft butter. I put it, half a cup equals 1 stick. I stuck it in the microwave for about 30-35 seconds to melt it. Now I'm using butter for this recipe, but you don't have to. You could use OLEO or margarine. Doesn't really matter. I just happen to be using butter because I got some extra in the fridge. So I'm going to use it up. There's not many recipes I use butter for, but while I'm baking a dessert, I just think butter might make the dessert taste a little bit creamier, more tasteful. Okay, there's half a cup of softened butter. Now I'm going to stir this all around and mix up all the flour and sugar and salt in with that 1 stick of butter. This is already looking good. This is a fun, easy dessert to make during the holidays or anytime. Okay. I think that has all that butter soaked up in there now. I'll make sure I got all the flour in that butter. I do. Oh yeah, it's starting to look like dough. Now I'm going to add the egg mix to this and stir it around some more. You're going to stir this together until it gets nice and smooth and creamy, sort of like a cake mix. When you make a cake mix together from a box and it turns out nice and smooth, that's how you're going to get this, all like pancake mix. Once this cooks for about at least 25 minutes, you're going to take it out and have to cool. You need to let it cool before you glaze it. When I take it out of the oven, then we'll put our glaze together. Yeah. This is doing very well. Just going to keep stirring it till it gets nice and smooth and creamy. Now I'm going to pour it in my dish there that is lined with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper on hand, you can just spray it with some type of Pam or grease. Grease it either way. You just don't want it to stick. If you use a 9x9, it'll come out a little more dense. An 8x8 will make this a little more of a cake texture when it comes out. Okay, this is almost just about ready. Yep, it's nice and smooth, no lumps. See there? How smooth it is? Now, let's see. Okay, now we're ready to just pour it in our pan and smooth it around. Okay, that did not take long to put together at all. Through with that bowl. I'm going to kind of smooth it around, make sure it's even. Don't want it too much on one side where you want it nice and evened out. Okay. Now we're going to put this in the oven for 25 minutes and then we'll take a peek and see how it's doing. Got a few more minutes to cook. I'm going to go ahead and start making my glaze now. We've got half a cup of powdered sugar here. Got 2 teaspoons of more lemon juice and another teaspoon of zest. I'm going to mix these together and stir them all up till they're nice and smooth. I'm sure you can see that. Okay. If this glaze is just a little bit too thick, you can always add just a few more little drops of water to it to thin it out. You could possibly possibly, if you wanted to, you could make this more of a low sugar recipe, because Splenda makes sugar. You can use the sugar Splenda, and also makes a powdered sugar. I decided not to make this low sugar today because my husband won't eat anyway. He doesn't like lemon items, lemon desserts like I do. So he's not going to get any of this. It's going to be almost all mine. Like I said, I'll probably share it with some people later, some friends. Yeah, that's just the right consistency. It's perfect. See? Nice and smooth. Not too runny, it's just right. Just perfect. And I have just a little bit of zest left. Probably maybe half a teaspoon. I'm going to put on top of the brownies once they're all glazed. Yeah, we have it out of the oven now. You can see it came out nice. Nice and soft. It's still hot. It's got to cool before I can glaze it. It has to be really, really cool before you glaze it. So we'll be back in just a little bit with the glaze. Well, we're back. Here it is. All out of the oven, nice and cooked. And it's cool enough. It's cool. It has to be very cool before you put that glaze on. If not, the glaze will just run off if it's too hot. Let me see if I can get it in the picture there. Try to get it aimed on there just right so you can see it. Okay. I made the glaze just a little while ago. It's still just right consistency. I got a little bit of the zest left to go right on top. Okay, I'm just going to pour this on in a second. I'm going to pour it right in the middle, and I'm going to spread it around just a little bit. Remember, this glaze was made with 3/4 no, a half cup of powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon of the zest. Let it push it around a little bit to all the edges. Whoops, that went off. Going on the side just a teensy bit. That's okay. We got enough all around. I'll let it sit there and for a little while. Okay. I have a little bit of zest left here, about a teaspoon. I'm just going to sprinkle that over around it a little bit. I used 1 lemon, the zest of 1 whole lemon for this. It was just enough. There. And there we have it. Nice, delicious lemon brownie, which I'm going to call Lemonette. I have to give it some cute little name. That is my Lemonette brownie. Let me see. I guess I should try to cut it right now. See what it looks like. It's nice and firm. Get it back up on there. That looks delicious. Nice and soft and thick. I'm going to try that soon. Hey, there you have it for this weekend. Made Lemonette brownies. There we have it, folks. Nice little piece of lemon brownie, which I'm going to completely enjoy. And my husband doesn't like lemon, so it's all mine. Like I said, you can make this using Splenda sugar and Splenda brown sugar, or not brown, but Splenda powdered sugar also, if you want a low sugar form. I'm going to call this a wrap. I'll be back next weekend. Don't forget about my book. It'll make a great Christmas present or a stocking stuffer. And there'll be links below down to my eBay store and my other channels down below. Bye, everyone. God bless. Have a great week. Bye.